to another video, and today in this video I'm gonna be showing you guys a review of the newly released legendary weapon, the FG42. And yeah, when I first played with this weapon, I really felt that it was really convenient because of its high fire rate and also its high damage output. I think if every single weapon had unlimited ammo, this is really the weapon with the highest damage per minute. Maybe regardless the minigun, but yeah. So what we can say, this weapon is really outstanding in terms of damage, fire rate, and also its reload speed, because the reload speed is also really good, because it just takes a few 1 or 2 seconds to reload. But there are also a few downsides of this weapon. So well, I'm gonna let that by the side right now. Let's say if I had to rate this weapon on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give it an 8. First of all, this weapon is a really good weapon for short to mid-range combat, but also for long-range combat it can be used, but there you have to be careful. But really what this weapon is about, it has a very high zoom. So with your scope, then you have a very high zoom rate, which is quite unusual for an assault weapon. So you have to get used to that a little bit. And therefore, the combination of that high zoom, its fast fire rate and low capacity, it makes it a little bit tricky, and it can sometimes even be dangerous because you really blow out that ammo very quickly. So especially on long range combat, you have to be careful, because this can take it takes 1 or 2 seconds and then your mag is almost empty, and yeah, you really have to be careful there. So this said, the upsides are really that you just require 2 shots to kill someone, and also that its fire rate is insanely high, comparable to the one of the Reaper and the PPSH, and also the Nikita, I think. So upsides are really high fire rate and really high damage output. But what I really don't like about this weapon is its relatively high scoping zoom. So you really have to get used to it, especially at close combat. It can be quite deceiving, because you really have to aim well, and also once again in combination with its low capacity, and this can be seriously dangerous. Then second downside of this weapon is of course the capacity, but let's be honest, if the weapon had a higher capacity, let's say 30 or even 50 bullets per clip, it should simply be OP. And so I think really RCF made this weapon quite well balanced, so you can really play well with this one if you know how to play with it. And yeah, so really balanced. So the second downside of it is the scoping zoom. I've already mentioned that, and also, you know, the fact that it has a relatively high recoil. So what you really have to be careful with this weapon, I think it's actually more a support weapon than an assault, because you can't simply rush into your opponents because you have such a small magazine, and you really blow out the ammo quite quickly. So for me, the recommended playstyle for you is to be a little bit in the background of the battlefield. Just don't always rush and go for the fast kills. Be in the background of the battlefield, play a support, and then you're gonna absolutely shrek your opponents, because the high scoping zoom enables to really get those opponents also from quite a large distance, and when they don't pull on you just directly after you shot them, you have a very high chance that you get them, even if you have to reload once, because as I've already mentioned, you only require 2 shots to kill somebody. So this is it. If I had to give a recommendation on you guys if you should get this weapon from a legendary chest, yes, it is definitely worth trying it. In my opinion, it is the second best legendary weapon that we currently have in the game. And yeah, so this was it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and a comment in the comment section down below, and see you next time.